Lily's tiny finger points across the diner. Daddy, she looks like Mommy. Michael Carter's heart stops. Sarah, the waitress, is a living echo of his late wife, Anna, killed in a hit and run that Savannah's elite buried. 2 years of grief weigh on him, but Lily's words spark something new. Sarah, Anna's old friend, carries secrets, a promise to stay away, a dream crushed by the city's greed. As Sarah brings color back to Lily's world, Michael feels hope and guilt. But Anna's mother stirs doubt, and old wounds reopen when the truth about Anna's death surfaces. Can Michael fight for justice and love without betraying Anna's memory? Will Sarah's art heal a broken family and a divided city? One child's innocent observation could change everything, or tear it all apart. What happens when the past demands a price for a future? Lily's voice cut through the hum of the Gray's Sunday crowd, sharp and unfiltered. Daddy, she looks like Mommy. Michael Carter froze, his coffee mug halfway to his lips. His 5-year-old daughter's finger pointed across the diner, straight at a waitress weaving between tables. Sarah. Her dark hair caught the light, just like Anna's used to, and her smile. God, that smile. Crinkled the same way at the edges. 2 years had passed since the hit and run stole Anna, leaving Michael and Lily drowning in a sea of grief. The memory of her laugh, her warmth, lived only in fading photos now, taped to the fridge in their Savannah home. He swallowed hard, forcing air into his lungs. What, pumpkin? His voice cracked, betraying the calm he tried to fake. Lily's wide eyes stayed locked on the woman. She looks like Mommy in the pictures you show me. Michael's gaze followed, reluctant but helpless. Sarah's laugh reached him as she joked with a customer, and it was like hearing Anna again. His chest tightened, a familiar ache blooming. The world hadn't been fair since that night, since a wealthy drunk driver walked free, shielded by Savannah's elite, leaving Michael's anger to fester in silence. Daddy, are you okay? Lily's small hand touched his, grounding him. He blinked, forcing a smile. I'm fine, sweetie. Eat your pancakes. But Lily, all curiosity and no filter, was already waving, her little arm flailing to catch Sarah's attention. Lily, no! Michael started, but it was too late. Sarah turned, her eyes catching Lily's enthusiastic gesture. She approached, her smile warm but professional. Hi there, sir, Sarah said, crouching to Lily's level. Need more syrup for those pancakes? Her voice wasn't Anna's, softer with a faint southern drawl, but it carried the same kindness. Michael's throat closed up. You look like my mommy, Lily announced, rocking in her booster seat, oblivious to the weight of her words. Sarah's smile faltered. Just for a second, she glanced at Michael and recognition flickered in her eyes. Michael Carter? Her voice was tentative, like she was stepping into a memory. He nodded, unable to speak. I'm Sarah Thompson, Anna's roommate from SCAD. She straightened, her hands twisting the edge of her apron. I'm so sorry about Anna. I had no idea until now. The name hit like a punch. Michael's fingers tightened around his mug. It's been 2 years, he managed. Hit and run. She was gone before we could say goodbye. His eyes dropped to Lily. He was watching them. Her fork paused mid-bite. Lily was 3. She barely remembers her. Sarah's eyes softened, welling with tears she didn't let fall. Anna was my best friend at school. We lost touch after life, I guess. She looked at Lily, then back at Michael. She looked so much like her. Yeah, Michael said, his voice rough. She's got Anna's spark. He wanted to say more, to ask how Sarah ended up here, waitressing in a city that chewed up dreams like hers, but the weight of the moment, the ghost of Anna between them, held him back. Lily, undeterred, piped up. Do you know Mommy's favorite song? Daddy says it was about dancing in the rain. Sarah's laugh was soft, pained. Yes, she loved that one. Used to sing it terribly in our dorm. Michael's heart twisted. A memory he hadn't known. A piece of Anna he'd never touched. I should get back, Sarah said, standing. But maybe we could talk sometime about Anna? She hesitated like she was crossing a line. Michael nodded, more out of instinct than thought. Sure, that'd be good. As Sarah walked away, Lily tugged his sleeve. Daddy, can she come to our house? She's nice like Mommy. Michael's breath caught. He looked at his daughter, her hopeful eyes slicing through his defenses. Maybe, pumping, he said, knowing he was lying. The idea of Sarah in their lives felt like betraying Anna. And yet, Lily's smile made him wonder if healing was possible. Outside, Savannah's heat pressed against the diner's windows, but inside, something shifted. A spark, fragile but real, lit by a child's innocent words. Could it burn bright enough to thaw a heart frozen by loss? Or would it only deepen the shadows of a city that had already taken too much? Michael stared at the receipt, Sarah's number scrawled in blue ink. His thumb hovered over it, torn between the pull of memory and the guilt that clung like damp Savannah air. 2 days after that Sunday at the Gray, he still felt Anna's absence in every quiet corner of their home. Lily's drawings on the fridge, the unplayed piano in the living room, but Lily's question echoed, "Can she come to our house?" He couldn't shake it, or the way Sarah's laugh had cracked open a door he'd thought sealed shut. He texted her, short and cautious, "Coffee tomorrow. Would love to hear about Anna." Her reply came fast. "Forsyth Park, 10 a.m. I'd like that." Michael's chest tightened. Was this betrayal or a step toward healing? He didn't know, but Lily's hopeful eyes pushed him forward. The park was alive with joggers and tourists, the fountain spray catching the morning light. Sarah sat on a bench, her dark hair loose, a sketchbook balanced on her knee. She looked up, her smile hesitant but warm. "Hey, Michael." Her voice was softer without the diner's bustle, and it stirred something he couldn't name. "Thanks for coming," he said, sitting beside her. "Lily hasn't stopped talking about you." Sarah's laugh was gentle, but her eyes held a shadow. "She's a firecracker. Reminds me of Anna at that age, always asking questions." Michael nodded. The mention of Anna both a balm and a blade. "She misses her. We both do." Sarah's fingers tightened on her sketchbook. "I'm so sorry, Michael. I didn't know about the accident until you told me. Anna and we drifted apart after college." Her voice caught, and Michael sensed a story she wasn't ready to tell. He shifted, unsure how to ask. "What happened? You were her best friend." Sarah looked away, her gaze tracing the park's oak-lined paths. "Life, I guess. She got married, had Lily. I was chasing my own dreams. Trying to start an art center for kids who can't afford it." Her lips twisted. "Savannah's not kind to dreamers. Gentrification's pushing out locals, and grants go to developers, not people like me." Michael's jaw clenched. He knew that story too well. The guy who hit Anna, he was some rich developer's son. Cops barely investigated. Money talks here. The bitterness spilled out, raw and unfiltered. Sarah's eyes met his, understanding in their depths. "That's not justice," she said quietly. "Anna deserved better. You both do." The air between them grew heavy, filled with shared loss. Michael cleared his throat. "Tell me about her. Back at SCAD?" Sarah's face softened, and she opened her sketchbook, revealing a drawing of 2 young women laughing under a live oak. "This was us. Sophomore year. Anna was fearless, always dragged me to protests or late-night art sessions. She believed we could change the world." Michael's throat burned. He had known Anna, the one who'd fought for something bigger. "She never told me about the protests." Sarah's smile was sad. "She changed after we graduated. Got quieter, like she was carrying something heavy." Her fingers hesitated over the page. "She loved you, Michael, but she was scared sometimes, scared she wasn't enough." The words hit like a stone. Michael remembered Anna's late-night insecurities, her need for reassurance. "She was everything," he said, voice rough. "But I didn't know about you. Why'd you two stop talking?" Sarah's eyes dropped. "It's complicated. She asked me to keep my distance because of you." Michael's heart stuttered. "Me?" Sarah nodded, her voice barely audible. "You noticed me first, back then. Asked me out for coffee once. I said no. I knew Anna liked you, but she was always afraid you'd choose me if I stayed close. So I promised to step back." The revelation landed like a blow. Michael ran a hand through his hair, memories of SCAD flooding back, Sarah's quick wit, Anna's shy smile. Had he missed something? "I loved Anna," he said almost to himself. "I chose her. Sarah's eyes were wet. I know, and I kept my promise. But seeing you now with Lily, it's like Anna's still here asking me to help. Before he could respond, his phone buzzed. Margaret, Anna's mother, her name flashing like a warning. Michael, where are you? Her voice was sharp. I stopped by with Lily's book, You're Not Home. He sighed, glancing at Sarah. I'm at Forsyth Park. Be home soon. Margaret's tone hardened. With that waitress? I saw her at the diner. Be careful, Michael. He hung up, frustration simmering. Margaret's grief had turned her into a gatekeeper of Anna's memory, and Sarah was a threat. My mother-in-law, he explained, catching Sarah's questioning look. She's protective. Sarah's smile was tight. I get it. Anna was her world. She closed her sketchbook. I should go. Got a shift soon. Sarah, wait. Michael's voice was urgent. Can we talk again? For Lily. She needs someone who knew Anna. It was half true. Lily was his shield, but he craved Sarah's presence too. She hesitated, then nodded. Okay, for Lily. As she walked away, Michael's gaze lingered. Her sketchbook tucked under her arm like a piece of their past. Back home, Lily was coloring, Margaret hovering. Who was that woman? She asked, her voice low but pointed. Anna's old roommate, Michael said, avoiding her eyes. Margaret's lips thinned. She looks too much like my daughter. It's not right, Michael. He didn't answer, but her words sank deep, stirring doubt. Had Anna's fear been justified? Was he chasing a ghost? That night, tucking Lily into bed, Michael noticed her drawing three stick figures, him, Lily, and a woman with dark hair. That's Sarah, Lily said, yawning. She's like Mommy, but different. Michael kissed her forehead, his heart a tangle of love and guilt. Sarah wasn't Anna, but she was waking something in him, something that felt like betrayal, yet also like hope. Could he honor Anna's memory and still let Sarah in, or was Savannah's shadowed past too heavy to escape? Michael watched Lily dip her paintbrush into a swirl of blue, her small tongue poking out in concentration. The kitchen table was a mess of watercolors, and Sarah knelt beside her, guiding her hand. That's it, Lily. Let the colors tell your story. Lily's giggle filled the house, a sound Michael hadn't heard in months. It had been 3 weeks since he'd hired Sarah as Lily's part-time nanny, a decision born from desperation to ease his daughter's grief. And, if he was honest, his own. Sarah's art therapy training was a lifeline, turning Lily's nightmares into vibrant canvases that now lined the walls of their Savannah home. She's good with her, Michael murmured to himself, leaning against the doorway. Sarah glanced up, her dark hair falling across her cheek, and smiled. It wasn't Anna's smile, not exactly, but it warmed the room in a way he hadn't felt since before the accident. He pushed the thought away, guilt prickling at the edges of his heart. Anna's absence was still a wound, and Margaret's warnings echoed. She looks too much like my daughter. It's not right. Daddy, look! Lily held up her painting, a bright sun over a river with 3 stick figures holding hands. That's you, me, and Sarah. Michael's throat tightened. The innocence in her voice was a knife, cutting through his doubts. It's beautiful, Pumpkin, he said, forcing a smile. Sarah's eyes met his, soft with understanding, but she didn't comment. Instead, she handed Lily a new brush. Let's add some stars. What do you think? Later, as Lily napped, Michael and Sarah cleaned up the paint-splattered table. She's opening up, Sarah said, scrubbing a stubborn streak of red. Yesterday, she told me about a dream where Anna was a butterfly. She's starting to process it. Michael nodded, and gratitude mixing with unease. You're giving her something I couldn't. I'm just trying to keep up. Sarah's hand paused, her gaze steady. You're doing more than you think, Michael. She feels safe with you. Her words landed softly, but they stirred something deeper, a longing for connection he hadn't dared name. He changed the subject. How's your art center dream going? Sarah's face dimmed, stalled. The city's pouring money into luxury condos, not community projects. Kids in poorer neighborhoods get nothing. Her voice held a quiet anger. One Michael recognized, Savannah's wealth gap was a wall, keeping dreamers like Sarah and justice for Anna out of reach. That weekend, Sarah suggested a picnic at Bonaventure Cemetery, its moss-draped oaks, a quiet haven. Lily ran ahead, chasing a squirrel. while Sarah's Uncle David, a wiry man with warm eyes and a cane, joined them. "This place holds stories," David said, his voice rich with history. "My folks fought to desegregate Savannah schools right here, in the shadows of these graves." Lily listened, wide-eyed, as David spoke of protests and triumphs, his words painting a city of resilience and inequity. "Uncle Dave, tell me about the art lady," Lily demanded, tugging his sleeve. David chuckled, glancing at Sarah. "This one, she was always drawing, even as a kid. Wanted to give kids like her a place to create." Sarah blushed, but her smile faded. "Still trying, Uncle Dave." Michael saw the weight she carried, her dream crushed by a city that favored profit over people. Back home, Margaret arrived unannounced, her face tight as she watched Sarah help Lily with a puzzle. "Michael, a word?" she said, her tone clipped. In the kitchen, she didn't hold back. "This woman's confusing Lily. She's not Anna, and you're letting her play house." Michael's patience frayed. "She's helping Lily heal, Margaret. Something we haven't managed alone." Margaret's eyes flashed. "At what costs?" "I found this in Anna's things." She handed him a letter, Anna's handwriting trembling across the page. "I'm scared Sarah could take him from me. She's everything I'm not." The words gutted him. Michael's mind reeled, replaying Anna's insecurities, Sarah's promise to stay away. "This was years ago," he said, voice low. "Anna's gone. Lily needs this." Margaret's face softened, but her voice was firm. "Think about what's best for your daughter, not your heart." She left, the letter burning in Michael's hand. That night, he and Sarah sat on the porch, the hum of cicadas filling the silence. "Lily's painting more than ever," Sarah said, her voice bright but cautious. "She's even talking about Anna without crying." Michael's chest ached. "You're bringing her back to me," he admitted, the words slipping out. Sarah's eyes searched his, and for a moment the air felt charged like they were teetering on something new. But Anna's letter loomed and he pulled back. "Tell me about SCAD," he said instead. Sarah's stories of Anna, her passion, her fears, wove a bridge between past and present. But the letter's weight lingered, and Michael wondered if he was betraying Anna by letting Sarah in. Lily's laughter drifted from inside, a reminder of what was at stake. Could he build a future without breaking the past? Or was Savannah's history of promises and injustices too tangled to unravel? Michael's hand shook as he folded Anna's letter, her words searing into him. "I'm scared Sarah could take him from me." Margaret's accusation hung in the air, heavy as Savannah's summer heat. 2 months had passed since Sarah became Lily's nanny, her presence a balm to their grief. But now doubt gnawed at Michael. Was he chasing Anna's shadow and Sarah's smile, or is this something real, something worth fighting for? The question haunted him as he watched Lily and Sarah in the backyard building a cardboard castle, their laughter a fragile thread holding his world together. That evening, the TV blared a local news report, ripping open old wounds. "New evidence in the hit-and-run death of Anna Carter," the anchor said. Michael froze, his coffee mug slipping to the counter. The report named the driver, Ethan Caldwell, son of a prominent Savannah developer, whose family's influence had buried the case. Protests were forming, demanding justice. Michael's anger surged, a fire fed by years of silence. Anna's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a theft, enabled by a city that bowed to wealth. He turned off the TV, his mind racing. Sarah, sensing his mood, sent Lily to bed with a story and joined him in the living room. "You okay?" she asked, her voice soft but piercing. Michael's jaw tightened. They let him walk free because of who his dad is. Anna's gone, and they're still protecting him. Sarah's eyes darkened with shared outrage. "It's not right. This city chews up anyone who doesn't have money or connections." Her words hit too close. Michael knew Sarah's struggle, her dream of an art center for kids, denied by grants funneled to corporate projects. "You're fighting the same system," he said, meeting her gaze. "Your grant got rejected again, didn't it?" Sarah nodded, her shoulders slumping. "They gave it to some luxury hotel group. Kids in the East Side neighborhoods get nothing while developers get richer." Her voice broke, and Michael saw the toll of her fight. Years of scraping by, her dreams deferred by a city that didn't care. The moment stretched, their shared pain a bridge. But Anna's letter burned in his pocket, and he couldn't hold back. "Margaret showed me something," he said, pulling it out. "Anna wrote this." She was afraid of you, Sarah. Afraid I'd choose you." Sarah's face paled, her breath catching. "Michael, is it true?" he pressed, his voice raw. "Did she make you promise to stay away because of me?" Sarah's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't look away. "Yes," she whispered. "Anna loved you so much, but she was insecure. She thought I'd steal you, so I promised to keep my distance. I never wanted to hurt her." Michael stood, pacing the room. "So all this time you've been here out of guilt, playing nanny to fix some old promise?" Sarah flinched, but her voice was steady. No, I came for Lily, to help her heal. But staying, that's because of you, Michael, because I care about you both." Her admission hung between them, a truth too big for the room. Michael's heart pounded, torn between anger and a longing he couldn't deny. "Then why does it feel wrong?" he snapped, his voice breaking. "Margaret thinks you're confusing Lily, and maybe she's right. I see Anna in you, and it's messing with my head." Sarah's tears spilled over, but she stood tall. "I'm not Anna, Michael. I'm just me, trying to do right by you and Lily. But if it's too much, I'll go." The words guttered him. He saw Lily's paintings on the walls, heard her laughter from hours ago. Sarah had brought light back to their home, but Anna's letter and Margaret's warnings cast shadows he couldn't ignore. "I need time," he said finally, his voice hollow. "Take a break, Sarah, for now." Sarah nodded, her face crumpling as she grabbed her bag. "Tell Lily I had to visit my uncle. I don't want her thinking I left her." As the door closed behind her, Michael sank onto the couch, Anna's letter crumpled in his fist. The news report replayed in his mind, Ethan Caldwell's smug face, untouchable. Savannah's injustices, personal and public, were suffocating him. Lily's castle stood in the yard, a symbol of hope now tinged with loss. Had he pushed Sarah away to cling to a ghost? Or was the truth about Anna's fear too heavy to overcome? The city's corruption mirrored his own turmoil, and Michael wondered if either could ever be made right. The house felt hollow without Sarah's laughter, her paint-splattered apron, or the way she'd hum off-key while helping Lily with her art. 2 weeks had crawled by since Michael asked her to leave, and Lily's spark had dimmed. "Where's Sarah?" she asked gaily, her small voice edged with hurt. Michael had no answers, only excuses about Sarah's uncle needing her. The lie tasted bitter, like the coffee he drank alone each morning. Savannah's humid air pressed against him, mirroring the weight of his guilt. He'd pushed Sarah away, scared of betraying Anna, but the emptiness left behind felt like a deeper betrayal of Lily, of himself. Then came the call. Michael's phone buzzed as he sat in his office, blueprints scattered across his desk. "Michael, it's David," Sarah's uncle said, his voice strained. "I had a heart attack last night. I'm okay, but Sarah's been here all night exhausted. Could you and Lily come? She misses that little girl." Michael's heart lurched. "We'll be there," he said, grabbing his keys without hesitation. At the hospital, Lily bolted from Michael's side, launching herself into Sarah's arms. "You're back," she squealed, burying her face in Sarah's. The house felt hollow without Sarah's laughter, her paint-splattered apron, or the way she'd hum off-key while helping Lily with her art. 2 weeks had crawled by since Michael asked her to leave, and Lily's spark had dimmed. "Where's Sarah?" she asked gaily, her small voice edged with hurt. Michael had no answers, only excuses about Sarah's uncle needing her. The lie tasted bitter, like the coffee he drank alone each morning. Savannah's humid air pressed against him, mirroring the weight of his guilt. He'd pushed Sarah away, scared of betraying Anna, but the emptiness left behind felt like a deeper betrayal of Lily, of himself. Then came the call. Michael's phone buzzed as he sat in his office, blueprints scattered across his desk. "Michael, it's David," Sarah's uncle said, his voice strained. "I had a heart attack last night. I'm okay, but Sarah's been here all night exhausted. Could you and Lily come? She misses that little girl." Michael's heart lurched. "We'll be there," he said, grabbing his keys without hesitation. At the hospital, Lily bolted from Michael's side, launching herself into Sarah's arms. "You're back," she squealed, burying her face in Sarah's shoulder. Sarah, dark circles under her eyes, held her tight, tears brimming. "Oh, Lily, I missed you so much." Over Lily's head, Sarah's gaze met Michael's, raw and unguarded. In that moment, he saw it clearly. Sarah wasn't a shadow of Anna. She was a light, one he'd almost extinguished. David, propped up in his bed, waved him over. "This one's been fussing over me like I'm made of glass," he said, nodding at Sarah. His smile faded as he looked at Michael. "You two need to talk. Don't let the past steal what's right in front of you." Michael nodded, his throat tight. Lily, oblivious, climbed onto David's bed, showing him a drawing of a rainbow. "For you, Uncle Dave," she said, and David's eyes glistened. Later, in the hospital cafeteria, Sarah handed Michael a worn sketchbook. "I found this in David's attic," she said quietly. "It's Anna's." Michael's hands trembled as he opened it. Inside were sketches of a vibrant art center, kids painting under oaks, and a note in Anna's handwriting. "Sarah, you'll make this real someday. And if I'm gone, find Michael and Lily. They'll need you." Michael's breath caught. Anna had known even then that Sarah belonged with them. "She was trying to reach out," Sarah whispered, tears falling. "Before she died, she called me. I didn't answer. I was keeping my promise." Michael's chest ached. Anna's love, her selflessness shone through the pages, absolving them both. "She wanted this," he said, voice rough. "You, here, with us." That night, Michael attended a community meeting at City Market where activists rallied for justice in Anna's case. The room buzzed with anger and hope, voices demanding accountability for Ethan Caldwell. Michael stood, heart pounding, and spoke. "Anna was my wife, Lily's mom. She deserved better than a cover-up. We all do." The crowd roared, and for the first time, Michael felt he was fighting for her, not just grieving. Sarah, meanwhile, got news of her own. David's activist network had secured a small grant for a mobile art therapy program, a bus to bring art to Savannah's underserved kids. "It's not the center I dreamed of," she told Michael, her eyes bright with defiance. "But it's a start. They can't stop us forever." Her strength, her refusal to bow to the city's elite, stirred something in Michael. Pride and something deeper. He found her the next day at Tybee Island, where she'd taken Lily to paint seashells. "I was wrong," he said, kneeling beside her in the sand. "I pushed you away because I was scared. But Lily needs you. I need you." Sarah's eyes searched his, hesitant but hopeful. "What about Anna?" she asked. Michael took her hand. "Anna's part of us, always. But this, us, it's real. Come back, Sarah, please." Sarah nodded, tears spilling as Lily ran to them, arms wide. "You're staying forever, right?" she asked, and Sarah laughed, pulling her close. "Forever's a good start," she said. As the waves crashed, Michael felt the weight of the past lift, not gone, but lighter. Savannah's injustices still loomed, but together they were fighting. For Anna, for Lily, for a future where love could heal what loss had broken. Could they build something lasting, or would the city's shadows pull them apart again? The Starland district buzzed with life, its murals and cafes a vibrant contrast to Savannah's polished historic core. Michael stood beside Sarah, watching Lily unveil a mural on the side of a converted bus, a riot of colors depicting kids painting under oaks, a river flowing through it all. "This is for Mommy," Lily declared, her 6-year-old voice carrying over the crowd. The mural, dedicated to Anna, was the heart of Sarah's mobile art therapy program, a dream born from grit and defiance against a city that favored wealth over community. Michael's chest swelled with pride, not just for Lily, but for Sarah, who'd turned loss into something beautiful. 3 months had passed since the hospital, since Michael asked Sarah to stay. Their lives had woven together, not as a replacement for Anna, but as a new tapestry of love and healing. Today, the bus's launch drew a crowd, local families, activists, even Margaret, Anna's mother, who stood quietly, her eyes tracing the mural's lines. Michael caught her gaze, and she offered a small nod, a fragile bridge after years of grief-fueled tension. Sarah stepped forward, her voice steady. "This bus is for every kid who's been told their dreams don't matter," she said. "It's for Anna, who believed art could change the world." The crowd cheered and Lily beamed, clutching Sarah's hand. Michael felt Anna's presence, not a ghost but a blessing woven into the colors Lily had chosen. He thought of her sketchbook, her wish for Sarah to find them. She'd have guided them here to this moment. The week before, justice had shifted Savannah's tides. Ethan Caldwell, the hit-and-run driver, was indicted after relentless community pressure. Michael had stood in court, Lily's hand in his as the gavel fell. It wasn't full closure, nothing could bring Anna back, but it was a crack in the city's corrupt armor, a promise that voices could be heard. "We did it for her," Michael had told Lily, and she'd nodded, solemn. "Mommy's proud." Now, as the crowd dispersed, Sarah handed Michael a paintbrush. "Your turn," she said, pointing to a blank panel on the bus. He hesitated, then painted a simple sun, like the one in Lily's first painting. "For hope," he said, and Sarah's smile lit something deep within him. Margaret approached, her face softer than he'd ever seen. "Anna would love this," she said, her voice thick. "I was wrong, Michael. You're honoring her." She hugged Sarah, tentative but real, and Michael felt a weight lift. Family, once fractured, was mending. That evening, they drove to Skidaway Island State Park, its marshlands glowing under a pink sunset. Michael, Sarah, Lily, and Margaret carried a small basket of wildflower seeds, a quiet tribute to Anna. Lily scattered hers first, her small hands tossing them into the wind. "For you, Mommy," she said, and Michael's throat tightened. Sarah went next, whispering something private, her eyes glistening. Margaret's seeds followed, her fingers trembling. "I miss you, my girl," she said, and Sarah squeezed her hand. Michael knelt, pressing his seeds into the earth. "Thank you, Anna," he said, voice low. "For Lily, for love, for leading us here." He stood, Sarah's hand slipping into his, warm and certain. Lily ran to them, pointing at the sky. "Look, a shooting star," she squealed. "Mommy's happy for us." Michael looked at Sarah, her eyes reflecting the fading light, and nodded. "She is, Pumpkin." As they walked back, footprints trailing in the sand, Michael felt a quiet completion. The past would always be part of them, Anna's laugh, her love, but it no longer held them captive. Savannah's injustices still lingered, but Sarah's bus, Lily's mural, and the community's fight were proof they could push back. This family, pieced together from grief, was stronger for it, a testament to love's power to bloom where loss had scarred. Back home, Lily fell asleep between them on the couch, her latest drawing, a family of 4 under a bright sun, clutched in her hands. Sarah leaned against Michael, her breath soft. "Happy?" she asked, echoing a question from months ago. "More than I thought possible," he said, kissing her forehead. Outside, the stars shone like promises kept, and inside, their home pulsed with life. Could this fragile, beautiful beginning withstand the city's shadows, or was it the start of something unbreakable? This story of Michael, Sarah, and Lily hits hard because it's about finding light in the darkest places, something we all chase in our own way. For me, it's a reminder that love doesn't erase the past, it builds on it, messy and beautiful. I believe healing comes from honoring those we've lost while daring to live again. But I know some might see Michael's journey as moving on too fast. What do you think? Can new love coexist with old grief, or is it a betrayal? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and sharing this emotional ride with me. If this story moved you, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more tales that tug at the heart. Let's keep the conversation going. Drop your take below and join our community.